Recovery from anorexia is really hard sometimes. It can feel exhausting, it can feel confusing, hard, overwhelming, and something that comes up a lot for my clients and the people that I talk to and work with is, man, how do you stay motivated for recovery when it's really, really, really hard? So today, that's what I'm talking about, are some tips to help you stay motivated while recovering from an eating disorder. Hey y'all, I'm Dr. Stephanie Waite with the Recovery Academy. I'm a licensed professional counselor and an eating disorder specialist, and this is the Recovery Academy, where every week I bring you no bullshit tips, tricks, and tools to fight and kick some recovery ass. Today, I'm talking about staying motivated in your recovery because recovery is really, really hard sometimes. I so admire people in recovery from an eating disorder and other mental health conditions, but specifically eating disorders, because sometimes people have the luxury of being able to avoid triggers. When you are in recovery from an eating disorder, you don't have the luxury to avoid not eating. You have to every day, all day, fight and face something that is very scary and very overwhelming for you. So you're doing a good job and you're really brave, but it's hard as fuck, isn't it? So you want to give up. You want to, you're just tired, you're exhausted. And so today I wanted to give you some tips and some thoughts about how you can stay motivated in your recovery. I think one of the first things that will be so helpful for you is to write down why. Why do you want to recover? What is life like for you with this eating disorder? What is it keeping you from? How's it getting in your way? And then write down what you imagine recovery will be like. How, if you aren't struggling like you are right now, how will life be different? How will life be different when you're not having to obsess about weight and calories and food and your body and being good enough? Write that down and put it somewhere where you will see it often. If you need to write it on your mirror, if you need to write it on a Post-it note. Full disclosure, there was a time and period in my life where I had literally Post-it notes everywhere. I had them in my car, on my stereo, on my steering wheel, on my rearview mirror. I mean, I had them in my office, my apartment. They were all over the place because I wanted and I needed these reminders that of what I was doing and why I was working so hard, or why I was to help lift me up in those moments of just, oh, I can't do this anymore. I'm the worst person ever. I think another thing that would be really helpful for you in your attempt to find motivation in your recovery is to find a recovery mentor. There are so many Facebook groups out there. Check below for the links. There's a free Facebook group that I moderate, but there are so many others. Check out the National Eating Disorder Association or check out projectheal.org. Both are nonprofit eating disorder awareness and scholarship organizations, and they have a lot of resources and supports. Find a therapist in your area and ask if there are any recovery groups. Are there any, sometimes therapists run recovery groups, sometimes treatment centers will run recovery groups, and you don't always have to pay. Sometimes there are those free support options. So Google is a really good friend for you here too. But find that mentor, find a person or a group of people who have recovered or are further along in their recovery to help motivate you and encourage you and show you that it's possible that you can recover and get to a better place as well. The next thing that could be helpful for you in your recovery journey is to write a daily intention. So by your bedside table, get a piece of paper and a pen, grab a journal, or if you're like most people, you have your cell phone right there, pull up your note. First thing in the morning, grab that and write your recovery intention for the day. Your intention could be something like, today I'm choosing to ignore the eating disorder voice. Or today I'm going to watch Netflix while I'm feeling anxious during a meal. Or today I'm going to accept the support around me. Just write it down. And I want to encourage you to take things one day at a time. It's very easy when you're in recovery to get caught up with the big picture of recovery, like that full recovery. And it's great, have that goal, but I think we need to rein it in and pull it back and be in the day-to-day, because if you're focusing on that full recovery, that becomes very perfectionistic and daunting. And so recovery is about the day-to-day baby steps, the day-to-day things that you do. Those add up and build up and move you through and along your recovery. And those more baby steps that you take, the stronger you get and the more practice you get. So take things one day at a time. This next step that I'm going to tell you about is going to help you stay in the day-to-day. So you're setting your daily intention. Then in the evening, right before you go to bed, again, grab that journal, that pen and that paper, or your cell phone, and write down, I don't know, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, a million, whatever. Write down a few recovery steps that you took that day. Did you go to therapy? That's a big deal. Did you offer support in a Facebook group? That's a big deal. Did you eat all of your meals? That's a big deal. Did you go to the grocery store? Big deal, right? All of those things that for you might have felt challenging and might have felt overwhelming, but you did it anyway. Those are recovery steps, and those are huge, and they matter, and they are important. And so write them down. It's going to help you validate yourself for the hard work that you did today. Then start practicing observing your behaviors. Just in the moment, catch yourself doing a behavior and practicing being curious about it. What can you learn from that behavior? What is it trying to tell you? And the more you catch yourself using a behavior, the further along you're going to get in your recovery journey. The next thing you can do to stay motivated in your recovery is practice self-compassion. It's okay to be really nice to yourself and kind to yourself and understanding. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna have hard days. Things are gonna feel bad. You're gonna be up and down all over the place, and that's okay. Practice being kinder to yourself, and that's gonna help you be stronger and motivated in your recovery. The last step, or the last tip I'm gonna give you for today to stay motivated in your recovery is to give yourself some recovery breaks. It is okay if you use distraction for a whole day because you're so exhausted from, challenging and fighting your eating disorder the day before. Or it's okay if you pack meals to take with you throughout your day so you're not having to think about food. You're just eating because it's easier to just eat and not have to make any food decisions. A recovery break could mean something like, I'm choosing today to ignore all the eating disorder thoughts in my head. You're just la 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 la. It's okay to do that. Again, the more you're not using behaviors and the more you're catching them, observing them, and putting boundaries and self-protective practices in place for those behaviors, the more you build those and the more you do that, the further you are along in your recovery and the further you get to that full recovery place. So I hope you enjoyed some of these tips for staying motivated in your recovery. It is hard. I see you. Thank you for the hard work that you are putting in every single day. You are a strong warrior. I'm here to support you, and so know that if you comment below or reach out to me, you are not bothering me. I really do want to hear from you. While you're here, there's a bunch of links down below. Check those out because there's a lot of free recovery resources there for you. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. New videos are posted every single week, and you never want to miss a tip, trick, or tool to help you on your recovery journey. Take care, and I'll see you next time.